Hi everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. I'm very excited to share with you another video installment of my series called Flashcards. If you haven't watched the video with the original template for flashcards, I want to encourage you to take a moment to go watch that so you'll know what kind of template we're working with. You can find that by just simply Googling Connie Stewart flashcard video. I'm sure it'll pop up. Well, let's get started on this really great Christmas card. I love this card. It's a little unique because it stands up, so it's kind of its own piece of art when you mail it, but look at that. It'll go flat when you mail it. How awesome is that? We love this. Really fun card for the recipient, but let's get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is start with a piece of 11 inches by 4 1/4. We've cut that in half, so basically it's a half sheet of cardstock. We've got to do some creative scoring here, guys, and here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. You want to start by scoring your cardstock in half at 5 1/2. And then what we need to do is we need to get 2 more, or in this case 4 more, 1/2 inch marks on the outside. So I've got 5 1/2, and I can go 6 and 6 1/2. My 5 1/2, and we'll go 5 and 4 1/2. Okay, so just get some 1/2 inch marks. So there'll be 5 score lines all together. On the edges, or on the ends, I've done 1/2 inch and 1 inch on both sides. So 1/2, 1, 4 1/2, 5, 5 1/2, 6, 6 1/2, 10, 10 1/2. I know it's a lot. I find it easier just to score in the middle, work my way out. But once we have that done, we're going to be ready to go ahead and take it over to the Big Shot and cut out our hole using our framelits. I use the Labels collection, but really with this card you can do anything you want. I'm going to lay my label framelit on there, whichever one will fit in this spot, and we're going to run that through the Big Shot. And when we do, what we're going to have is something that looks like this. So now let's go ahead and start doing the folding on this card. Let's go ahead and fold it in half, and really all we're going to do is accordion fold all of this. So we're going to get all of that folded. And just a couple more. Anyway, we're going to get all that folded, all those score lines folded. And then what we need to do, we need to run this through the Big Shot. And there's a little technique I need to show you when it comes to running this through the Big Shot. I only want, missed a couple lines, sorry guys. I'm only going to want the front of my card to be embossed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing folder, and I only want it to go to that 5 1/2 inch line. So when you put it into your Big Shot embossing folder, you can kind of see, and you make sure you are not going past that 5 1/2 inch mark. And so when you run it through your Big Shot, run it through this way. Okay? When you're done with that, it's going to look like this. And we're ready actually now to put our card together. I've put sticky strip on the 2 ends that were embossed. So these are just 2 of the little 1/2 inch marks. We'll peel these off. There we go. Come here. Come here. There we go. All right. So we'll put that one together. Because these go nice and flat, it's very easy to put it together. And that's what we've got. And there's the beginning of our little pop-up card. Okay, now let's go ahead and get out our flashcard template. I'm going to be using Real Red and Whisper White on this one. Let's start with our Real Red. And we're going to take that same label framelit that we used on the front, and we want to run that through the Big Shot. I will give you a tip. You've got to kind of put it through just a little bit ski-wampus to get it to fit on the flashcard template piece there. But if you'll run that through the Big Shot, you're going to get that. And then we're going to do some stamping on our white cardstock. And I've used the holiday catalog stamp set and framelits, the little bundle called Ornament Keepsakes. Love this one. And then I also used More Merry Messages, also from the holiday catalog. And we're just going to punch that out with the word window. I'm sorry, not word window. The modern label punch. So punch that out. We're going to need that. We're going to take the ornament punch, or the ornament framelits, and we're going to run that through the Big Shot as well. And when we do, we're going to have this. I did go ahead and I added a little baker's twine just to kind of doll it up a little bit, some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. And guys, we're ready to put our card together. So we're going to take the frame that we cut out with the label, collection, put our card flat, line it up in there, stick that down. Okay, now we're going to take our ornament that we cut out with the Big Shot. Got my dimensionals there. The world would be a happier place if everything had dimensionals on the back. And we'll adhere that to the center. To put our sentiment on, little tip, of course I have to have more dimensionals, but I find that if I put the dimensionals on here, I don't run the risk of by putting them on here, I run the risk of it popping off. And I do want those kind of close together because they're not necessarily going to, I want it to kind of hang off that edge. Okay, last thing, I think it needed a little piece of ribbon here, so I made myself a little ribbon bow out of our 1/8 inch taffeta ribbon. I especially like it because it has a nice little white border on it. Mini glue dot, add that, and voila, look at that, another card in a flash. Great Christmas card that you can send. Definitely going to make somebody happy with this one. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy making this card. Be sure to tune into my other videos in this series called Flashcards. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.